Hey, what's up guys, Rev here. So today we're going to look at 3 stories I think you'll find interesting, and all 3 of these stories have the same theme, and that is karma. It's just applied differently for each story. But we're going to start off with one completely deranged scenario where we're going to farm a freak for some free content. It begins with this totally innocuous tweet right here. This user saying Xenoblade Chronicles 2 for the Nintendo Switch is the best game of all time. And it's quote retweeting Marina VT, which if you know, you know. But nonetheless, this seems like a completely innocent tweet. What could possibly go wrong? Well, we have this individual in the replies going on a long tangent about how the characters, the female characters in Xenoblade are sexualized, and this fan service is the only reason why this franchise is relevant, and they go on to call these things slutty and other terms. Basically, in their attempt to defend thy lady, they end up being a giant misogynist. Now, you look right here, you see this reply. It is cropped for a reason. These things are censored for a reason that I'll explain in about a minute. But this user says simply, "This you." And normally when you see "this you" on Twitter, you're about to witness a murder, okay? It's about to get brutal. And the image that they're attaching here is a rap sheet containing the criminal convictions of this user up above. And within those convictions include convictions for sex crimes against minors. Not allegations, convictions. These things happen. And this is a public record tracking those things. And you know what? If you're a longtime viewer of this channel, I'm sure you're thinking to yourself, every single time. This happens so often, it's just disturbing. Where you have antis and people who complain about fictional content being outed as actual predators themselves. And normally I do the phrase like, if I had a nickel, I would have 5 nickels. It's not much, but it's more than it should be. No, in this scenario, honestly, we're at a point where I could get a whole meal with these nickels at this point. Like, I'm not even talking McDonald's. I'm talking like a nice bowl from Chipotle or something, maybe extra protein. Because honestly, I'd have that much money in this scenario because this keeps happening over and over again. And it's really, really disturbing. And this is just another person added to the archive. There's many archives floating around on places like Twitter that are documenting examples like this. And it's good work, and it's important to keep those things because it alerts the public of this pattern of behavior and these also dangerous individuals. However, the reason I crop this is because of this scenario right here. So the person who posted the publicly available rap sheet of this individual got their post taken down for violating rules about private information. And the reason I'm censoring it in this video is because I don't trust YouTube. I really don't. And there's also plenty of other copies of this rap sheet on Twitter. I'm sure you can find them if you look for 2 seconds. Now you're probably wondering, how did this individual get this rap sheet so easily? Well, the person who was on this rap sheet, their Twitter account is a first name, last name, meaning that they have their full legal name in their Twitter handle. And some people have speculated that that might be the terms of his release from his convictions, is that he has to have his full legal name in his social media accounts. But nonetheless, that information was public. They used his public Twitter handle to find his public convictions. That is not private information, and it's scary that you can get taken down for those things. And it reminds me of my situation with EDP when you're talking about publicly available information, but acting upon it in any sort of a way is punished. And it's unfortunate to see, and I really wish Twitter would get this right. But you might be wondering, well, who took down this post? Was it the guy in the focus of this video, this whole scenario? Well, no, we found the culprit right here because they admitted to it publicly. You can see the actual report on their end, locking out the account for sharing their post. Now, this individual says, "Don't dox innocent people." Yes, they are quite literally shielding someone convicted of sex crimes against children, and they think they're the hero in this situation. So besides the fact this is publicly available, and it's publicly available information, whether it's the rap sheets or the sex offender registry or things like that, they're public for a reason. They're not there just to shame these people. It goes way beyond that. It's also for safety because the public should know about these dangerous individuals. And this person is celebrating getting those posts taken down to the benefit of the person with the convictions. And the fact that they claim that they're innocent, I'm sorry, Those are convictions, not allegations. They happened. This person, by definition, is not innocent. And again, like I made very clear, this is not doxing. So I'm glad to see at least there's only 3 likes and almost 200 quote retweets. So at least people out there understand how deranged this is. But yeah, what a terrible situation. And really karma striking. But unfortunately, the person sharing the post got hit by this weirdo right here. But now we're going to move on to another act of karma, but it's going to apply in a different way. So a lot of people were talking about this now deleted tweets from this profile. And basically it goes off here saying, oh, you don't want a tip? And it has a bag that they're delivering to someone else. It looks like they're an Uber Eats person, right? And basically what they're saying with this can of Raid ant spray here, that they're spraying chemicals in the food of the person they're delivering their food to because they didn't tip. Now, there's a lot of wild videos out there, especially like Ring doorbell footage of people doing nasty stuff to people's food because they didn't tip the delivery service. But this post would get a lot of attention, right? So people are like, wow, we need to get this guy removed, need to get him fired, get him in trouble, arrested, whatever. And people got the result they wanted. So shortly after, this individual would make another tweet after changing their profile picture back to their original one, saying, you gotta be kidding me. And it's Uber Eats saying that they have been removed from their service and can no longer work for them. And people went crazy going, yes, karma has struck. This is the greatest thing ever. This is exactly what we wanted. Well, unfortunately, another lesson to learn on Twitter is that a lot of people are trolling. And the problem is when people see a result that's really funny or satisfying, like in this scenario, they just believe it because they want to believe it's true. Because it's funny and it's an act of karma in motion, okay? And unfortunately, guys, I've seen this account before. They do stuff like this on a daily basis where they're posting bait, they're making up scenarios just to get people to laugh at them. And whether it's for interactions, comedy, whatever, I don't know. If you like it, that's fine. If you don't care, whatever. But that's the situation. It's a lesson to be learned that people like this can very easily troll people by giving them a satisfying joke, a satisfying result to a scenario where it looks like someone who's annoying or bad is getting what they deserve. And you know what? If you find these posts funny, that's great. But just be aware that just because the result is something satisfying, it doesn't mean it's real, and you should probably look into it. I mean, I face this with my videos all the time. I see all these tweets. I have to decide, is this bait? Is this person trolling? And I can only do so much research. I'm not going to do a deep dive into someone's account after they made a death threat over anime characters or something, but I'll do my best to try to understand, well, is this just trying to get attention or not? But moving on from that, this kind of relates to that last story. Another act of karma, this time Reddit karma. That's right. Reddit is now going to pay users for posts similar to how Twitter does right now. And if you think Reddit is Reddit right now, well, it's about to be Reddit squared, because when you add a monetization component to a social media platform, it changes everything, okay? Twitter has changed a lot ever since monetization was introduced a few months ago, because people have a financial incentive to post things. And it doesn't matter if what they're posting is reposted, irrelevant, stolen, or just factually wrong or embarrassing. They get ad revenue nevertheless. It doesn't matter if people flood to your tweet to laugh at you or to correct you for spreading misinformation. You're still getting engagements that gives you ad revenue. And the bar to get that stuff on Twitter, I believe right now, you have to have 5 million engagements on your account in the last 3 months to be eligible and have a certain number of followers and be on the platform for a certain amount of months. But, I mean, I personally have it, right? And I'll say, as a person who doesn't really like tweeting, it does make tweeting more enticing, right? Like, I don't really care if I'm going to have aunties crying in my replies if I'm making a few dollars from it, because I'm just like, I wanted to post that anyways, and I don't care if it makes you angry. But people are quite literally making this their day job on Twitter, and they have to, based on my own understandings of my analytics, they have to tweet like every 30 minutes and have to go like viral like every day. Like it has to be exhausting, and it's really flooding the platform with a lot of reused content and misinformation and engagement bait and things like that. Even the start of this video started with an engagement bait post by Marina VT, who was just trying to get engagement by saying, "What's your hot take on Nintendo?" or whatever. They don't actually care about what you're saying. They just want you to quote, retweet, or reply with an answer so they get engagement on their account. It's a very obvious thing that people do, and it's widespread throughout the platform. But that is the update with Reddit. And also, don't forget, this is Reddit, okay? You think the power trip that a lot of mods and people in Reddit have are bad right now? Just wait until monetization is added in. It's going to get crazy. But luckily for me, and a lot of people like me, the only time I see Reddit is when someone brings a really bad Reddit post to me, or it's someone complaining about me. That's the only two things I've ever seen come out of Reddit, so I don't really care what they're doing over there, but it's their obvious attempt to compete with Twitter. But nonetheless, that's going to do it for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed. Share all of your thoughts about today's topics in the comment section down below. Hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you next time.